Now, Evan, trade off it, God darn it. My content, everybody, that's okay. Now, Evan, trade off of me. My content is not everybody. It's a trend off me. You go find entertainment somewhere else instead of bringing your own goddamn blood pressure up. No, it's the trade off me. Watch me, watch me. How you disturb your goddamn peace? It's the trade off of me. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, Jingle Love Respect, and this is Peace. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. You matter, you're worthy. Never dim your light. They gon' hate, but jealousy, envy is real. But never dim your light when it comes to your potential. Loving yourself, you a miracle. You matter, you're worthy. G.O.D. got your back. Yeah, I'm a puppet. We all don't pray the same. Love yourself. My soul is never for sale. Keeping it real. Love yourself. Don't dim your light, neighbor. You matter, you're worthy. Gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey. You matter, you are worthy. You matter, you are worthy. Never give up, neighbor. I gotta go to the genuine ones. Have a good day. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, Genuine Love Respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say it respectfully. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter and you're worthy. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. Individuals gave up on you always during your journey, regardless of giving poverty, pain, or nothing today. You are worthy. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. My content is not for everyone. No, it's a trade on me, God darn it. My content is okay. No, it's a trade on me. Only be yourself with no malicious intentions. Hold on one second. We all don't pray the same, but I'm not respect my neighbor. So fuck my goddamn hater. It's the trade off of me. They bully you. Then they say that you got issues. But lack of trust at the end of you understood that your vision of what came to relating to you. I love myself. I was going to dim my light because someone had jealousy and insecurity problems at the end of the day. They had the dibble and dab with spur work. Took them out. I was the problem holder because they wanted to pick and choose who they wanted to bully. Hold on one second because they didn't want you to understand your reflection. Motivation is different when God's truly dancing for you. God's truly showing you the tools at the end of the day, how God was giving you rhythm when it comes to balance, loving yourself, to better yourself. It's the trade off of me. Bully, stay in your lane, bully, stay in your lane, neighbor. It's the trade off for me, damn. How individuals will project pain because you believe in FAITH. The GOD within you. They would never understand how you pray and you truly wasn't their issue. They pick and choose who they want to bully when it comes to hold on one second, their insecurities. All because you knew how to hold your own weight. You was your biggest cheerleader, even days when you couldn't see, didn't have to pretend to be authentic. Now, haven't changed of me. When God has control of that will, that energy is there, and they would never understand if you actually coming or going. Because they can't wait for you to be a crash out. But hold on one second, disturbing your peace. You understood that testimony when you overcame. Hold on one second, not them your light of the day. Individuals will pick and choose who they want to bully. Don't understand how many tools that God had to endure with you to renew you for all the right reasons because you almost lost you. Finding peace within, they would never understand. It wasn't an overnight process, but you didn't have to pretend. You knew how to have manners, say thank you, no thank you. You knew how to respect your elders, regardless of your lingo at the end, regardless of your age. When it came to your tax bracket on your rainy day, good day, bad day, even on your sick days, they would never understand that. Hold on one second. I was never in competition. Let alone having a dispute with my neighbor, all because they wanted to dim my light. Because I understood that. Hold on one second. Our narrative ain't gonna be the same when it comes to having faith. That faith is different. Individuals don't want you to pour into yourself, even when you want an empty stomach. You'll be so surprised who wants to pray on your downfall. They don't want you to elevate to understand the whole one second how God's fixing your crown. I don't push God on nobody because we all don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. And I say that respectfully. No, that's the trade off for me. Always be yourself on the I'm Naya, Genuine Love Respect, and my content is not for everyone. Today is currently November 17th, 2025. Sometimes when it comes to the days of the weeks, let alone the numbers, we get lost. That hold on one second, but we round to be on the same page. That hold on one second. I wasn't trying to lose my train of thought when it come to hold on one second. Yeah, we on the same day. It's a trade of me, damn it. I may not make sense to the average person, but always be yourself, and I say respectfully. Entertainment purposes only. No, it's a trade of me, God darn it. My cousin about us. Okay. You've been minding your business. No, it's a train of thought for me. You ever got that one phone call from that aunt, uncle, whatever the case may be, and you didn't realize they had a wig until they realized, hold on 1 second, can you come sit with me? I need to go get an installment. What you mean an installment? What you talking about? You gotta get a payment arrangement or something going on? No, I gotta go fix my thing on top. I gotta fix my wig. It's the train of it. You gonna be there all day. I remember the last time I had to get a couple of snacks, and I didn't like the math in the day. I had to take a couple of naps in the day, and I wasn't comfortable. Here's the train of me. I'm gonna make sure you good. No, that's the trait of me. You ever had that one family member that was arguing with the hair supply store or the beauty salon practitioner, whatever the case may be, and you say to yourself, I wasn't supposed to be part of this conversation. I swear I wasn't. I wasn't supposed to be showing up today. What the hell wrong with they dumbass? It's the trait of me. So this fool decides, say, you know what? My wig done came in. I'm going to go to my regular person. The regular person wasn't there, whatever the case may be. Fine and dandy. This fool decides to dye their hair, whatever the case may be. They making their own goddamn self frown because it ain't the right color. When folks start to get older and shit, they can't tell if it's green, purple, or blue. It's the trait of me. What a fool. It's the trait of me. How you mean to tell me you didn't ask questions before leaving out the goddamn store as to what the hell you gonna apply on your goddamn hair, changing your color? I was looking for gray, but it didn't happen that way. That sounds real personal. Hello. So this fool decided to say, my beautician's not here today. That's cool. Go to someone at the end of the day that you can rely on. You know what? I think I'm going to just wait, but I really need it done because I promised somebody I was going to show up today. So that's your problem right there. You told somebody was going to show up, and now you volunteer my service. Now I got to go out of the way and find something to do with them today to keep myself occupied being with you today. If the train over me, this fool decides to go down to a different beautician or whatever case may be. You sitting there with them sitting there. You greet the beautician and you went over the steps as to how the installment is about to be and how much it's supposed to cost and everything or whatever the case may be. The lady and man gave the person a price. Fine and dandy. Everybody supposed to be on the same page. But hold on 1 second. Someone didn't like their wig. It's the trait of me. First of all, you came in there with your hair dye. That's one. Wrong color, fine and dandy. This fool thinking you saying that you want your wig colored. She thought, whatever the case may be, they supposed to dye your hair today. Ooh. All I know is someone calling 910 talking about, listen, I ain't paying for that. It's the train of me. I didn't sign up for this, and I didn't sign up to be nobody's referee. It's the train of thought for me. My conscience, everybody, and that's okay. You're the money, but with the money, your business to get part of someone's conversation, like one of your family members, your relatives, whatever the case may be. They call you out of the blue. The train over me. They like come have lunch with you, the case may be. You ever reminded somebody at the end of the day, it's a difference between sparkling water and a laxative. It's two different things that's going on. The pitching of the glass, it may look the same, but when you know your eyesight. I ain't trying to get sight to my eyesight all day. Hello. This fool decided to take the laxative instead of the spring drink. How did you do that, ma'am? I wasn't paying attention. It's the take on me. Hello. Now you mad at me at the end of the day because I set you up. No, I didn't. Don't do that. Don't tell everybody I did not a goddamn thing because you a goddamn lie. And the trade of me. They gonna say, well, you put it in front of me. You asked for a spring drink and a laxative so you get your mind right. It's a trade of me. You said when you get to your destination, you're gonna take the laxative because you wasn't trying to take it when you got on the train or whatever the case may be. That ain't got nothing to do with me at the end of the day. You know what old family member that tell everybody your goddamn business? Yo! They disappointed me today. They trying to set me up. No, hold on 1 second. Now you got everybody calling you trying to figure out, hold on 1 second. What the hell happened? First of all, they lying, and they lying. Here's the traitor told me, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I'd rather take a lie detector because that goddamn fool is lying. All I was given was instructions. Go to the store, come back in time so we can get on the train and be on our merry way. And the train told me. Now this fool took my, you know what? I would never trust you again. When you have one of those dizzy blonde family members in the day that's real dizzy, no disrespect to anybody that wears blonde wigs and has blonde hair, whatever the case may be. No disrespect. I'm not racist, not even a little bit. But as the trainer told me, oh my goodness, what's wrong with you? Acting a little bit slower than slow. Are you okay, ma'am? this fool starts to figure out their digestive system. They get to their destination where they carrying on to see they marry on, they going away. They say, I will never forgive you. I would never go to the store ever again for you. That's a trait on me. They ain't got shit to do with me. Hello, have a good day. You know, my content is not for everyone. I may not be entertaining to the average person. You know what? Practice makes perfect. Never give up on yourself when someone says you don't have potential. Never give up on yourself because someone wants to dim your light, or someone is projecting their insecurity or their fear on you, or their jealousy, envy, and animosity towards you. You know, we live in a spiritual world, and spell work is real. You don't have to know somebody for someone to project spell work on you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no misintentions. You know, no mother or father or family member should lose a child due to jealousy, insecurity, or envy at the end of the day, or due to a hate crime, or even domestic violence. And I say that respectfully, or due to someone's spell work, or due to someone sending someone the evil eye, regardless if you're a first-time parent or not at the end of the day. You know, my content is not for everyone. No mother or father should have to grieve or go identify their child because someone lacks self-control. Someone didn't understand discipline at the end of the day, regardless if they came from a single-family household or not. It should be no reason why someone is going from point A to Z and someone is monitoring someone's child's every movement just a plot to bring harm towards them. How this type of stuff becomes the norm, and it's not the norm at the end of the day, because people pick and choose who they want to bully, or people pick and choose who they want to participate to project a hate crime towards, or people pick and choose who they want to say, you know what? I want you to become my enemy. You're the enemy. It's a train of thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. An individual doesn't have to do anything to anybody. Maybe the way someone carries themselves. Maybe because of the way someone loves themselves. Maybe because someone decided to say, I'm changing my life for all the right reasons. Someone doesn't want someone to better themselves, or someone wants to hold an attachment towards somebody, or someone wants to control someone's life, or someone wants to rob somebody or bring harm towards somebody at the end of the day. How this type of stuff actually happens, and it's not the norm. It may be the norm in certain folks' household, but it's not the norm in everybody's household, because there's mother and fathers at the end of the day that pray for their children, that protect their children, and they pray for their child every single day that they don't get in harm's way. And there's mothers and fathers that don't do things for likes, views, or clout chasing or fame when they actually show up for their child, regardless if they came from poverty and pain, regardless if they had an absent mother or father. Or they probably didn't have the proper guardian in their life, or they probably didn't hear I love you at the end of the day, but they knew how to protect their child. You know, my content is not for everybody. No mother or father should have their child stripped away from them due to someone's lack of self-control. Because someone wants to make a mother and father's life miserable. Because a mother decided to say, you know what, maybe it didn't work out with the other parent, but that mother stood up at the end of the day and said, you know what, I'm still going to take on my responsibility and still love my child unconditionally. You know, that father that had to step up and be a man in the day because things happen in life. And he stood up at the end of the day to protect his baby, love his baby, you know, pray for his child. Regardless if he didn't have someone praying for him, regardless to whatever he endured as a child, he became a man when he least expected. He stood up for himself and said, you know what? I am worthy. I am worthy. I am loved. Because when God sends the right people into your life, that ain't just different. And especially with the proper support. No mother or father at the end of the day should have to go through depression or anxiety or PTSD because someone decided to strip someone's child away from them due to their insecurities, or due to their jealousy, envy mindset, or due to their lack of self-control. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, and my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. You know, you could go find entertainment somewhere else. There's no need to send me spell work or send me the evil lie today because you want to pick and choose who you want to bully. You want to pick and choose who could be on certain platforms or whatever case may be, and you're rooting them on. You know, individuals will throw spell work at you at the end of the day and they hide their hands. People will throw spell work at you at the end of the day. It's at the end of the day, they don't want you to believe in your own faith. They will rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, tell you every move from the time that you walk out your household, even project spoke at your doorstep at the end of the day. Even have a hate group towards you. And then when you speak up for yourself, they can't wait to say that you're mentally unstable. You're not able to take care of yourself. You're not able to do this. You're not able to do that. Or they project spoke on people that are trying to come in contact with you. Or they even dibble and dabble with your past when your past living your reality today. And something that you never had to run from was your past. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. You know, loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. We all don't pray the same. But I'm far from a hater. No, that's a train of thought for me. You know, I love to talk about love. Love is round, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Wow. You know, a future, relatable, who would have knew? Someone capable, able to see your vision and only runs a dream can truly come true. You know, someone protecting your heart when it comes to your peace. That energy is different. They wasn't trying to make you mentally unstable. They don't run mind manipulation games on you. You know, someone didn't have to fumble you. Someone prayed to God. Y'all didn't pray the same, but who would in the elevation hits different. You know, someone truly show you what child and child relations looks like up close in person. They wasn't trying to dim your light, let alone remind you what you've been through when it comes to hold on a second. When I do a close of your past. Someone respects you, being loyal. They wasn't trying to have their cake and eat it too. You know, someone bringing peace into your life, truly being loyal to you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, when the outside world is throwing you spoke in a toxic way, sending you the evil lie, they trying to project negative energy. But God truly didn't have to tell a lie when God was protecting his healthy relationship at the end of the day, because God allowed two people to unite for all the right reasons. When it comes to motivation, it's different. And it's just different. You know, boundaries, the self-love that you poured into yourself. It's certain chapters in your life you almost gave up on yourself, but you stand before yourself today as the man and woman that you're becoming. Very so much thankful that, hold on 1 second, I am worthy. Yes, you are. And God started opening certain doors in your life to give you the proper tools to understand that, hold on 1 second, the nourishments when it comes to hold on 1 second. Every single day you started choosing you to understand that, hold on 1 second. You wasn't trying to lose you, regardless to overlook you. Who didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you. You know, when you pray to go with them when you least expect it. Who would have knew that you prayed for the love of your life and he didn't have to pretend to love you? You know, they say fairy tales not real, but a vision that truly came true. It was a chapter in your life you actually prayed, and who would have knew a dream come true? You know, the past outgrew the old at the end of the day. Only to know who would have knew that every chapter moving forward, someone didn't have to switch up on you, being real. Showing at the end of the day, they was your biggest cheerleader up close in person behind closed doors. Weathering the storm that folks can relate to, the love of your life wasn't trying to do you wrong. It just got better with time and day, because God was showing you balance. Who would have knew that true love was real and one of a kind with the right one truly for you? You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. But always be yourself with no misintentions. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay because my content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's threatening my life, man, woman, or child, and I say that respectfully. I don't condone violence, regardless of how anybody feels, and you're not going to put your hands on me, and I say that respectfully. I walk these streets alone, and I don't live in fear, and I would never hurt self or others around me, regardless if you're elderly or not, and I say that respectfully. You know, it's not a crime to speak up for yourself. And it's not a crime to be a truth teller. How individuals will take your kindness or weakness, disrespect you, try to humiliate you, pay people at the end of the day, get information on you, monitor your every move, trying to confuse you. But God endorses certain tools within you, even when you get lost in your words. Hold on 1 second. God revealed the devil on the enemy you least expected. You didn't have to pretend. Being authentic. Always be yourself. And especially when you don't run from your past. No, it's a trigger. We are all not the same. I'll say what I said. Gotta go. Always be yourself. You know, my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. You know, when it comes to true love, it's not supposed to hurt. It's not a hand problem. It's not manipulating someone and bringing harm to them at the end of the day. It's not about robbing somebody mentally, spiritually, or financially, or projecting lust in a toxic way, or projecting spoke on someone at the end of the day. Because it's not love. And I say that respectfully. How individuals will come into your life just to play you close and see what you got going on. Just to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. And he's quick to say, I'm at peace with myself. But only to come to find at the end of the day, a chapter where you least expected. God restored you, God healed you. And God closed certain doors in your life for the right reasons, because God was the director of your life, to know that that person wasn't fit to love you properly when it comes to the beginning of you choosing you. You know, day, noon, and night to rise. Hold on 1 second. That phone call hits different. I'd rather talk to God than deal with pointless conversations. No, that's a track on me. I gotta go. I hope you stop with no reverse intentions. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. You are my sunshine. You matter, you're worthy. Never dim your light. Neighbor, we ain't all haters. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Ever get discouraged by a hater? Love yourself, don't dim your light. Yeah, you matter, you're worthy. Love yourself, you got the proper tools in you. Show up for you when they overlooked you. You matter, you're worthy. I may not make sense, yeah, I'm a puppet. G.O.D. got your back. Love yourself. Gotta go. Stop the violence. You know, individuals pick and choose who could talk about God, spirituality, the devil, narcotics, violence, hate crime, discrimination. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. A mother and father that doesn't do things for likes, views, or clout, or fame. They guide their child to allow them to know at the end of the day, they could become anybody they want to be without hurting themselves or others around them. You know, my content is not for everyone. Never allow someone to make you feel like your dreams can't come true, regardless if it's a relationship, regardless if it's a job. Because when that job comes for you at the end of the day, can't nobody stop what God got for you. And can't nobody stop what someone is trying to show you. And especially when it comes to true love, and especially when someone is willing to meet you halfway. And I say someone is willing to meet you halfway. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's a train of thought for me. You know, when a job comes to you at the end of the day, and they're willing to be on the same page with you, they're here to respect you with no misintentions, and they see you for who you truly are at the end of the day. It's not that they're trying to be your friend, because a job description that is truly for you, when you show up every single day, they respect you from the time that you clock in, from the time that you clock out. It's a train of thought for me. Because a job that actually sees you, they actually respect you. It's not just about the dollar at the end of the day, but that does take play. It's a train of thought for me. Because the right boss that sees you, they acknowledge who you are by your name, not a number. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater, regardless to what a man or woman is threatening my life. And I say that respectfully, or regardless to who continues to send spell work towards me. And I say that respectfully. I do not live in fear. I walk these streets alone, and I would never hurt myself. You know, gang stalking is real. You don't have to know somebody for someone to project spell work on you. You don't have to know somebody for someone to have animosity towards you. You know, people pick and choose who they want to bully. But I don't live in fear. And I don't run from a conversation. I would never hurt myself, regardless who's threatening me behind closed doors and trying to paint me out to be somebody I'm not. And I say that respectfully. I don't worship the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I believe in my Heavenly Mother and my Heavenly Father, God, that guides me every single day from the devil, let alone the enemy, and allows me to know at the end of the day, I am worthy. Regardless to any zip code, county, country, or continent at the end of the day, I do not have fear within me. We don't have the same blood type, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Thank you, no thank you. You're not for me. I know how to keep pushing. And I know how to speak up for myself. My content is not for everybody. And I don't care if you disrespect me. You're not going to put your hands on me. That's any child at the end of the day. When you talk to your child, and you tell your child at the end of the day, as long as that person don't put their hands on you, that is just different. It could talk all day long, as long as they don't put their hands on you. And it's just different. How folks will project spell work towards you, send you evil out all day long. It's more disgusting to know that the elders project spell work on the youth or the upcoming elders at the end of the day, all because they're miserable. But then they say they so real. But until it's their grandchild or someone they love or they participated to help somebody in the day, until it's their household, then you know what? No. Until they on a sick bed, like, hold on 1 second. I can't protect you. Then they figuring out they mental health. They did wrong towards innocent people they shouldn't have. It's a train of thought for me. How the society that we live in, the devil allows you to believe for so long, this type of behavior became the norm. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. You could laugh at me all day long, but I choose me. You know, individuals will try to make you homeless, rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project a hate crime towards you, or get multiple people, over 20, 30, 40 people that you don't even know. Never even had a conversation with. An individual will act like they know you. They will try to participate in conversations and act like they had a full conversation with you and never talk to them a day in your life. How this type of stuff actually happens. All because someone wants to ruin your life. All because someone wants to ruin your reputation. This young man couldn't wait till he got to the 8th or 12th grade just to play basketball or football, volleyball, or whatever the case may be. You put a sport to someone's journey at the end of the day. And you wouldn't want this to happen to them. Couldn't wait till they got to a certain height to say, you know what, I could be on the basketball team. I could get on that roller coaster at the end of the day. Only for someone in the background, someone's mother and father or grandmother or cousin or family member or stranger projecting spell on someone's baby. All because of jealousy, envy, and insecurities. Because someone had beautiful features. Someone was talented. Someone was different, unique, and special in their own way. And someone didn't like the fact that, hold on 1 second, this person gets too much attention and they don't have to try hard. Someone decided to sign up for the basketball team or the baseball team or the football team. Practicing with their father. A first-time father. A first-time father. He was so happy. Every weekend. Any minute he got off of work, he said, you know what? We're going to practice because one day your dreams are going to come true. Whatever you desire at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure I give you the proper steps. I'm going to do my own study to make sure you become that football player, that basketball player, that volleyball player, that coach, whatever it is, in the most healthiest way. Because I'm teaching to be a man. Something that somebody didn't teach me. That's what he's saying. And only for someone to step into the picture and project spell on this man's household. And he can't even control the narrative at the end of the day. Because why? Because someone lacks self-control. Someone had a mindset of having jealousy and envy, insecurity towards his household. All because why? He didn't have much when it came to finances. He wasn't out here robbing nobody, hurting nobody. And if he did something as a child, or if he did something at the end of the day, he corrected his wrong and he doesn't continue to constantly do it at the end of the day because he changed his life for all the right reasons. And when he changed his life at the end of the day, he said, you know what? I don't want my child to be an image of me. And because he gave that oath to himself, he prayed and asked God for guidance every single day to give him the proper strength and give him the proper tools to be financially stable, mentally stable, emotionally stable, and give him the proper love to pour into his family, to his wife, his new wife, and to his son or daughter at the end of the day. And only for someone to project spell on his household. Because of the fact that someone on the outside didn't like the fact that he knew how to love his wife. He knew how to love his children. He knew how to get up every single day at the end of the day, regardless to what he had going on. If he had a 9 to 5 or not, he still made sure that his child saw his face. He wasn't incarcerated. He wasn't in jail. He wasn't out here hurting people, regardless to the environment that he saw. It's a sin of thought for me. You don't have to have a 9 to 5 to respect your neighbor. That may go over certain folks' heads. You don't have to have a 9 to 5 to project spell on an innocent person. That may go over certain folks' heads. Jealousy, envy, and insecurity, it's real. It doesn't matter if someone's in a single family household or not. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's a mother that's crying out for help right now because she can't conceive a child, because someone is projecting spell work on her, or because of the fact that she decided to say, you know what? She decided to change her life now. And because she decided to change her life, she used to dibble and dabble with spell work on people, innocent people. But what happened to that mother that didn't project spell work on people? And she's trying to conceive, and someone is sending her spell work. You know how this type of stuff actually happens? How a mother gets ready to conceive a child at the end of the day. Can't wait for the due date. And only to find out that someone was sending spell work towards her household this whole entire time because of someone's jealousy, envy, insecurity. You know, we all don't play with spell work. We all don't play with magic and voodoo and witchcraft or whatever the case your spirituality is. And I don't mean no disrespect. And I say that respectfully because my content is not for everyone. It's not. Did it matter if that mother was did that matter if that mother had her mother in her life or her father in her life? No, it didn't. Because she couldn't wait to give birth to somebody at the end of the day to show them the proper love. A mother's so excited. It's a train of thought for me. A father so excited to know that he's about to bring life into this world, a little vision of him. And only for that to be stripped away because someone lacks self-control. Did he have to do anything? No, he didn't. Did she have to do anything? No, she didn't. Did he have to participate in sport? No, he didn't. But his wife did. His girlfriend did. Maybe he did, but his girlfriend didn't. How this type of stuff actually happens. When people start to plan for children in the world at the end of the day. Leave innocent people alone. Everybody does not dibble and dabble with spell work. And then people are quick to pick point the finger and say, oh, well, this person is projecting spell work towards me. But they don't go down the list at the end of the day of the things that they did and dished out to the universe. Karma. It's a train of thought for me. You know, my content is not for everybody. It's individuals that don't run from their past. And there's individuals that try to escape themselves. And there's individuals that have not matured when it comes to their body weight because they still acting their shoe size. And I'm not talking about narcotics when it comes to weight. You know, when an individual comes into your life, we all don't project spell work. We're all not haters. We all don't have the mindset of hurting the next person, regardless if you're financially stable more or you're in a bigger household, have a better car than somebody, whatever the case may be. Because the same way an individual can have something, it can still be taken away at the end of the day. And that same way that you're laughing at somebody for trying to better their life, regardless if they're an entrepreneur or not at the end of the day. It was one time that before you became who you are today, it started somewhere. And you wanted someone to see you, hear you, and respect you. You know, we all don't operate the same. It's individuals that just show authentic respect. They wasn't doing it for clout. They wasn't doing it for likes and views or whatever the case may be. They acknowledge you as a human being. And because they acknowledge you as a human being, you decided to throw spell work at them. You decided to project, and you just decided to project negative energy towards them. You decided to project spell work towards them. You decided to have a mindset of kicking them down. You decided to say you wanted to have a hate crime towards them. It's just train of thought for me. All because someone has potential. And it was never competition. When you a child of God, and I don't mean no disrespect because we all don't pray to the same God. Respect is a two-way street. If somebody's not for you, we keep it pushing. Hello, it's a trait of me. You know, we have manners. Thank you, no thank you. And it's not that someone thinks they're better than someone at the end of the day when someone says no thank you. Or when someone moves to the side. It's a train of thought for me. The same way you teach your children manners, thank you, no thank you. If someone's being too overly aggressive and disrespectful or have malicious intentions, and especially when a child intuition says, you know what? I don't feel comfortable. And that baby pushes themselves to the side, just like adults do. They're not saying thank you to you at the end of the day. when you're trying to hold the door for them. And I don't mean no disrespect, because you decided to hold the door and be disrespectful at the same time too. You decided to kick somebody down but still try to pick them up after you just disrespected them. It's a train of thought for me. But you want someone to trust you. How can someone trust you after you just kicked them down? You just cursed them out. You just had malicious intentions towards them. You just said that you was going to whoop their ass, all because they was being themselves and they never had malicious intentions. I don't wish this on nobody's child, regardless to how old anybody's child is at the end of the day. How individuals would take your kindness or weakness at the end of the day and then try to paint you out to be the villain of their story. Oh, I can't stand that bitch. They think they better than somebody. Why? That person didn't even give you reason to think like that at the end of the day. Just because someone comes from a certain environment, coming from the hood or not at the end of the day, everybody's mentality is not the same. It's individuals that's trying to get their life together. There's individuals at the end of the day that's mentally unstable. There's individuals that are really sick at the end of the day. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. But there's still individuals that still know how to respect themselves, regardless if they're mentally unstable, and regardless if they're emotionally unstable, and regardless if they're physically unstable. And I say that respectfully, because everybody is not the same. They're not. You'll be so surprised at the end of the day that you can hold the whole conversation with the person that was just punching the air 60 seconds ago at the end of the day. It only runs the whole in 1 second. You mean to tell me that the person in the next zip code poisoned they narcotics, poisoned their food, poisoned their drink, all because someone was spiritually gifted, someone was truly talented, because someone projected insecurity, someone didn't want someone to prosper in life, someone wanted to stop somebody's growth? How this type of conversation starts to become the norm, and it shouldn't be. How this type of stuff actually happens. And I truly pray for them. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. Regardless of you're a first-time parent or not at the end of the day, and you bring a child into this world that is spiritually gifted, you wouldn't want them to use their gifts for bad, or if they're talented at the end of the day. You wouldn't want them to waste their talent. And you wouldn't want someone to come into your child's life to poison their food or poison their drink when they go out into an event to have a good time. After you done paid for their outfit for them to have a good time, or whatever the case may be, regardless to how old they are. Because it starts so really young, you'd be so surprised. And it's really disgusting. My content is not for everybody. It's not. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. I may not make sense to the average person. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's trying to dim my light, who has me shadow banned. I would never hurt myself, and I am far from a hater, regardless of your tax bracket, and I say that respectfully. I pray for my neighbor. But I do speak up for myself, and I said what I said. I don't care. You call me a snitch all day long. I don't care. It's a train of thought for me. People pick and choose who they want to bully, take individuals' kindness and weakness, but then you didn't realize that you antagonized somebody, disrespected somebody, and it's not like the last person that you probably hurt or disrespected at the end of the day, because not everybody's the same. Everybody doesn't carry themselves the same. How folks will see you by yourself or not at the end of the day, you don't have to be by yourself at the end of the day for people to pick and choose who they want to bully. People want to make you the villain of their story, but your voice does matter. And regardless to what man or woman, regardless of their tax bracket, threaten your life and tell you that nobody's going to believe you, your voice does matter. And especially when God sends the right people in your life that sees you, hears you, and respects you with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. When God sends the right people into your life, they act in their body weight, not their shoe size. They see you, they hear you, they respect you. They don't got jealousy, envy, or insecurity in you. They want you to become your best soul vision of yourself. They don't have motives to try to kick you down or go to that practitioner, that witch, that warlock, or whatever the case may be to project spoke on you, or to whatever type of practitioner or whomever the case may be, who dibbles and dabbles in spirituality at the end of the day in a toxic way. And I say that respectfully for their own benefits. They don't have the time for that. Because if they're not for you, they keep it pushing. wishing hello. Infiltrate them. It ain't wishing bad on you. Have a nice day. Have a nice life. It's a trade off for me. We are all not the same. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and when it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I always have since day one, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me against me. And I say that respectfully. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will monitor your phone call. They'll monitor you from the time that you walk out your household to the time you get back into your household. They will even project spoke on you. They will hack your devices, your accounts, your emails. They will monitor your mail, your packages. They will even act like you got it at the end of the day when you never received it. It goes beyond this at the end of the day, too. But my content is not for everybody. But your voice does matter. And nobody deserves to be gang stalked at the end of the day until it becomes your story. You're going to truly feel uncomfortable. Because everybody, when it comes to strength, we all ain't the same. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's projected spoke towards me or who's sending me the evil lie or who has malicious intentions towards me. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. Now, I gotta go! Peace and respect, some respect, some name, I don't want you to stop the violence! I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. My soul was never for sale. I pray to my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God, the good God. No, when no Melissa takes, we all don't pray the same, but I'm far from my haters. No, it's a train of thought for me. No, for real. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. And I say that respectfully. It's no third party when it comes to my creativity, regardless to who's trying to blackmail me or frame me or individuals to say that they know me. No, they don't. I work alone. And I say that respectfully. I'm a popular loner. And I'm cool with that. Because when God sends right people into my life, respect gonna be a two-way street. They don't got time for that motive shit. Here's a trade on me. Oh, I gotta go. Stop the violence. Peace and respect, some respect. Stop the violence. Today is currently November 17th, 2025. It is currently 10:57 p.m. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Always be yourself, moments, intentions. Never give up on yourself because someone did not love you, respect you, or protect you, or they said at the end of the day that you ain't got potential. Because when you have potential, as long as you see the vision, the right people see you, and they hear you, and they truly respect you. And I say that respectfully. And always remember, practice makes perfect. It's not a race when it comes to this thing called life, and especially living in the spiritual world. Now, the trade on me when it comes to the 5D, I gotta go, and you know, I gotta go. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Loving yourself is not a crime. They didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. You poured into the wrong cup. Never allow that to dim your light. Because when the right people walk into your life, regardless if it's the love department, that job, or whatever the case may be, whatever subject it is in your life at the end of the day, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you. Regardless if you came from poverty and pain, you matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Gotta go. And the trade, we gotta go. Stop the violence.